This video is well poised to really piss you off, but more importantly, you'd be asking IG, the question is still the same from the day one of this transfer window. Who are the incomings? Are Arsenal even going to get someone in this window? Are we going to have any additions? Well, apparently we do have some additions, so we're going to talk about that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So the first news is Tottenham are now working on a deal to sign Dejan Kulusevski from Juventus. The 21-year-old Swedish attacker is contracted to 2025. So if deal happens, would expect that loan plus obligation or option. Fabio Paratiki, who is the Spurs, is he a technical director? Whatever he is a big admirer, and that could be the case. Now they were behind Luis Diaz, they could not get it. They were behind Adama Traore, they could not get it. But according to David Ornstein, it looks like now their whole idea is to get Dejan Kulusevski. Well. That's all I have about Dejan Kulusevski. But let's talk about Eddie Nketiah. Now, Newcastle United are closing in on a double signing before the close of the January transfer window, with deals for Arsenal striker Eddie Nketiah and Brighton defender Dan Burn likely to bring an end to their recruitment this month. Talks with Arsenal have been progressing well, and it is hoped Nketiah will travel to the northeast over the weekend to complete his move. So, in the deadline day, Newcastle are going to have Nketiah. Now, this is like Chambers gone. Now Nketiah will leave. Okay, just hear the whole news out, and then we're gonna have a big conversation as we are supposed to. Yeah. But moving on, let's talk about the one, the only. Lido Sousa is here. He joins the Arsenal Academy, and he's really happy being a part of Arsenal. Well, all the best and congratulations, and welcome to Arsenal. That's all I've got to say. So let's talk about the big Aubameyang move now. David Ornstein confirms Barcelona and Juventus have make official approaches to sign Aubameyang on loan until summer. Unclear what Arsenal will do. Talks ongoing with both. If Arsenal grant exit, destination likely to be influenced by what happens to Morata next. But here's the bigger issue. There's only one way Barcelona can sign a new player is by selling someone. So it totally depends upon the departure of Ousmane Dembele, where he goes, and they're trying to offload him as quickly as possible. Moving on, Paul Merson has spoken about Mikel Arteta, and he's told a certain someone in the name of Piers Morgan to shut up. He says, Paul Merson on Arteta says, the board are 100% behind him and he knows it. He doesn't have to worry about his job, so he can build something good. It's just going to take time. Now let him go and buy a proven goal scorer and see what happens next season with all that young talent, 1 year older and more experienced. This is an Arsenal team with the potential to really start going places and make it more than a 3-horse race for the title race next year. A little bit of patience is needed. Splash the cash on a centre forward, and this is a completely different team. If I was Arsenal, I would not panic now. You cannot just go and chase Vlahovic for all this time and then switch targets and go for someone else. There are now just days left of the window, so for me, Arsenal need to wait now. Honestly, I'm not sure about bringing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back in from the cold. I'm not sure how far down the line this is now. It's not just down to the club either. You have got to see how the player is feeling. And talking about none other than Piers Morgan, Paul Mason says, Piers Morgan is living in the past, saying Arsenal should sack Mikel Arteta if they don't finish in the top 4. They're one signing away from being title contenders next season. If they can get the goal scorer they need, they have the money to do it. So I hope this answers questions of a lot of people at the moment. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Merson believes in Mikel Arteta, and he says that this Arsenal team, it needs time. Moving on, Dejan Iliev, who is an ex-Arsenal goalkeeper, he says he was asked about who was the best finisher he ever faced in training. He said, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Santi Cazorla. It was amazing, his technique. He could use both feet. He could shoot from anywhere. It was like he was from another world. He was from another world, didn't it? We have not found like him, anyone like him, to be fair. So I think he definitely was from another world. What else can I say? Moving on, let's talk about the talk of the town. Let's talk about Everton. Now, we all know that Arsenal are looking for a striker, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is one of the players there. But here's the big part. Now, Everton are ready to appoint Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard can join Everton as soon as we come to know about it. So, Mike McGrath says Everton braced for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to be targeted by clubs. England forward has been part of recruitment discussions at Newcastle United this week. Arsenal hold a long-term interest. And now the bigger question is, will Everton let Dominic Calvert-Lewin leave? That is the bigger question. That is actually a very big question. No answers to it, but still. How are they going to manage? I don't know. Are they going to manage it? I don't know. They should, of course, they should. So, but according to ESPN, Arsenal are open to Aubameyang's departure, but only if the majority of his 250k per week wages are covered. Ideally, sources have told ESPN the North London club would sign a replacement, although this is not understood to be a deal breaker. Now, if you see Arsenal's incomings, apart from Lino Sousa, Matt Turner in the summer, there is no incomings in this window. Outgoings, if you see, Maitland-Niles to Roma on loan, Balogun to Middlesbrough loan, Kolasinac Marseille permanent, Udinese loan for Mari, Tyrese John-Jules Sheffield Wednesday loan, Chambers Aston Villa, Nketiah, according to reports, might go to Newcastle. Now, with this being said, the amount of players Arsenal have in their in the squad, the senior players are just 17. That is actually bare bones. Now, Nketiah leaves. Aubameyang is separated. Lacazette is the only known striker. There's no Balogun as well. So, in the next 4 days, or probably this day is really ruined. So, the next 3 days, now the bigger question is, what happens if Arsenal don't sign a striker? I swear to God. I mean, the season is really, really destroyed, to be fair, to be real. And Arsenal, they need a lot of signings. I mean, come on. A lot of signings. And how are they going to pick it? How are they going to pick? And plus, we see photos of Edu having a drink on Instagram, shared on his Instagram stories or whatever. But those are being shared, and that is also a very funny story. If those are being shared, and we know what is happening, then I try to believe him. He's pulled off something, and the majority of the deals that has been pulled off have worked. But deadline day deals have definitely worked. Is this an indication that Edu has actually pulled off something? Edu has already pulled it off, or he's going to pull it off. So there are things that Edu is actually trying to convey. The message that I get from it is that probably he's got something under his sleeves. But the number of departures, that is killing me at the moment. I don't know what is going to happen. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe.